Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to the full product? Okay, so looking at my first self-filter review for the prelim task, what I noticed was when I first took my image, it had a bit of a funny background with the red door and the white. I found it quite hard to write text on it. Look closely, you can't really see much text, especially with the red on the black. So for my full magazine, I made sure that the background was suitable for the picture, so I could put text on that. Also, I've learnt the title of the magazine is quite simple. It's not that bold, so it wouldn't stand out to many people to buy the magazine. The cell line beneath that is not really centre, it's kind of situated just randomly on the line below. So for my real thing, I made sure that it was located in a suitable place. The picture, I think the picture for my prelim task I quite like, so I kept a sort of suitable picture, but the only thing is with this front cover of the magazine, I think it's quite plain, which is what I tried to change for my final product of my actual task. Looking at the contents page, you can straight away tell how plain it is. The white background I don't think is very, it doesn't look very good, I suppose. The contents, again, very plain. It looks just like if a reader was buying it, you just think, oh, there's not a lot to this magazine. There's a bit of a editorial note there, which I thought I could have used for my final task, but I never really got round to it in the end. I sort of changed the whole look of that. And then an image, I think I quite like the image of my prelim contents page. I think that's quite suitable. Okay, so as you can see, from my preliminary task compared to my real task, the front page of both magazines is extremely contrasting. As you can see here, there's much more going on, even though I have tried to maintain quite a simple front cover, because I think simple may create a better effect than too like a busy front cover. I start with the cell line, and as you can see from the cell line, it's right beneath the masthead, and I've kept it in line as well, so I think that looks more neat. The masthead is in bold, which I think is important for a music magazine. Against the prelim task, I learnt that to make sure that the title is bold so many readers can see it properly. I've used a quote, which obviously I didn't use in my prelim task, but I think it makes a difference on a music magazine, really. I've learnt, as you can see, the background is all white, which is obviously what I learnt from the prelim task, which is an advantage of doing a previous task. I've learnt, so then I can put, as you can see, all the writing's clear for the reader. The image is quite striking. The image is larger than what I did for the prelim task. I think an image was good for a large image for a music magazine. As you can see, my contents page is so different to my preliminary task. What I've learnt is that I thought my prelim contents page was extremely plain. It wouldn't really attract the reader to go any further in the magazine, so I've made this content page very busy. I've got lots of images that will involve articles, as you can see. The page numbers are bold, which I didn't do in preliminary task, which is probably a disadvantage, as then the reader can't see what page to go to. I've made also bold colours. In my prelim task, there was very few colours going on, so it's not very interesting. However, for my music magazine, I made sure that I used some bold colours like red and black and white. Maybe stuck to the 3-colour rule to make sure that it stood out for the reader, I think. The title of the magazine is in bold, and it also says about subscribing, which is very conventional of a magazine. Overall, I think I've learnt a lot from the prelim task to the main task itself. I think the prelim was extremely helpful. As you can see, I've worked out colour schemes from this front cover to this. You can clearly see a massive difference. I worked out how to situate the text, the title and the colour scheme, and also with the contents page from such a busy one, I learnt a lot to make it more interesting. I think is the most vital thing. Like, as you can see, this is extremely plain, and at the time I thought, okay, that looks good, but then looking through research and then comparing it to the final contents page of the product, you can clearly see a massive difference. I think the prelim taught me a lot about colour schemes and about how to just attract your audience. So I think, yeah, definitely the prelim was a massive advantage.